These are the 5 things you should never say to a toddler. Right now, the words you're using to calm your child are secretly damaging their brain, triggering permanent behavioral disorders and setting them up for a lifetime of chronic anxiety. I've spent years reading and researching hundreds of clinical child development books and dense medical papers. More importantly, I've applied these exact psychological blueprints on the front line during my 11-year career in early childhood teaching. I've distilled all that advanced science into this single, easy framework. Today, you'll discover the invisible psychological traps destroying your peace. You must watch until the very end because the final step is the absolute pillar of this entire system. If you skip even one single piece of this framework, it will completely fail. Tip 1. The invisible clock and the morning trap. Imagine this, it's 8 am, you are running late for a massive meeting at work. You are frantically grabbing your car keys and your toddler is standing by the front door wearing only one sock, completely frozen, staring intently at a piece of fuzz on the rug. Your chest tightens, your blood pressure spikes. You look at them and snap, "Hurry up, we're going to be late." Common parenting advice tells you to give them a reward or threaten to take away their iPad if they don't move. But when you say those words, your toddler doesn't move faster. Instead, they drop to the floor kicking and screaming. The morning is ruined. You feel like an absolute failure trapped in a daily war zone. But what if I told you that shouting those words actually causes a toddler's brain to physically freeze? Let's look at the hard neuroscience. Harvard University Center on the Developing Child shows that a child's prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain that tracks time and processes the concept of the future, is almost entirely unformed. To a toddler, time does not exist. They live entirely in the current moment. Think of their brain like an early generation iPhone running a heavy app. It processes things very slowly. When you scream, "Hurry up!" their brain cannot process the word late. Instead, the primitive amygdala detects your terrifying tone and goes into a state called an amygdala hijack. They literally enter a fight or flight freeze state. Your anxiety instantly infects their fragile nervous system. To fix this, we are going to use a simple step-by-step method called the transition runway. Step 1. Clear the runway. Pack all daycare bags and lay out shoes directly by the front door the night before. Step 2. Drop the anchor. Walk over, drop to your knees and make gentle eye contact. Never shout from another room. Step 3. The object bridge. Give them a concrete object to carry. Instead of screaming, "Hurry up," say this: "We are walking to the car now. I am holding your shoe and you are the special captain who needs to carry this blue truck to the front door. Let's go." You are replacing vague time panic with a clear physical mission. Now, before we move to our next high-stakes story, you need to grab something vital. Because I know how terrifying it feels when your child is melting down in public, I've created a completely free step-by-step parenting emergency cheat sheet. This isn't generic advice you find on Google. It is a highly practical, printable guide containing the exact scientific phrases and behavioral scripts to use during public meltdowns, biting incidents, and bedtime battles. Do not miss out on this. If you don't download this right now, the next time your child throws a massive tantrum in the middle of a crowded grocery store, you will completely forget what to say and default back to the shouting habits that damage their brain. Click the link in the description below and claim your copy before you forget. Story 2. The Toy Store War and the Identity Brand. Imagine this. You are walking through the aisles of Target. Your child sees a massive Lego set and demands it. You calmly say, "Not today, sweetie." Instantly, their face contorts. They snatch a toy out of another child's hand and throw it directly at your face. In complete shock and embarrassment, you look at them and say, "Why are you being so naughty? Why are you being so difficult?" Mainstream parenting influencers tell you to put them in a timeout or make them apologize immediately. But when you ask, "Why are you being so naughty?" something terrible happens. Your child doesn't look sorry. They either laugh at you or tune you out completely. You look at your own child and feel a cold wave of fear. Am I raising a bully? Why don't they care about my feelings? But here's the shocking truth you don't know. Asking a toddler why they misbehaved is a biological impossibility. Clinical case studies in child psychology reveal that toddlers do not possess impulse control. Their motor cortex fires an action before their conscious mind can stop it. They don't know why they threw the toy. Even worse, a toddler cannot separate who they are from what they do. When you call them naughty or difficult, their brain treats it like a permanent identity brand. They internalize that label. They think, Mom and Dad think I'm a bad person, therefore I must do bad things. You are accidentally coding their brain for future rebellion. We must completely flip the script using a simple method called the identity shield. Step 1. Name the action, not the child. Step 2. Deliver the hard boundary. Step 3. Provide the exact physical alternative. When they throw a toy, do not attack their character. Instead, use a low, firm, calm voice. You can say, "It is not safe to throw toys. Throwing hurts. Toys stay on the floor or in our hands." If they try to throw it again, you immediately step in. "I can see you're having trouble keeping your hands safe right now. Therefore, we are going to leave this aisle and go look at the books." You are not shaming their soul. You are predictably structuring their physical world. Step 3. The playground paradox and the anxiety loop. Imagine this. You are at a beautiful local park. Your toddler confidently walks over to a low stone wall and begins to climb. They are balancing beautifully, but as you watch, your heart drops into your stomach. You see them slipping, falling, and breaking their arm. Out of pure love and terror, you yell across from the playground, "Be careful!" Traditional advice says that constant warning keeps your children safe, but the exact split second those words leave your mouth, your child startles, loses their focus, slips, and crashes into the dirt. Over the next few weeks, you notice a heartbreaking shift. They refuse to climb, they refuse to explore, they cling to your leg, weeping and terrified of the world. You wanted to protect them, but you have accidentally turned them into a deeply anxious, fragile child. But why does the phrase "be careful" actually make children more clumsy and fearful? In child psychology, this is known as the anxiety loop. The phrase "be careful" is completely abstract. It contains zero useful physical data. It doesn't tell their brain where to put their left foot or how to grip with their right hand. Instead, it acts as a wave of pure emotional panic. Your child is perfectly locked into a state of physical flow, but when your scream hits their ears, their brain is flooded with your stress hormones. They instantly internalize the belief that their body cannot be trusted and the world is a dangerous place. We must replace this empty phrase with a high-value tool called precision coaching. Step 1. Assess the real danger. If it's not life-threatening, do not yell. Step 2. Move your body. Walk close to them so you can physically catch them if needed. Step 3. Give biomedical data. Instead of screaming, "Be careful," walk over and calmly say, "This wall is very high. Keep your eyes on your feet and make sure your hands hold on top of the stone. I'm right here if you need my hand." You are filling their brain with athletic data instead of paralyzing fear. Tip 4. The broken cracker and the language extinction. Imagine this. You just sat down after a brutal day. You give your toddler a snack. Suddenly, a tiny piece of the cracker breaks off. Instantly, the world ends. They scream, they sob, and they begin violently whining, tears streaming down their face. Overstimulated and completely exhausted, you look at them and plead, "Stop whining, stop crying, just use your words and tell me what you want." Standard advice tells you to ignore the crying until they speak properly. But when you demand that they use their words, the tantrum explodes into an absolute hurricane. They throw the plate, they scream louder, and they become completely unreachable for an hour. You feel completely isolated, staring at a child you cannot even communicate with. But here's the neurological secret. When a child is crying, the language center of the brain is literally dead. Brain imaging studies show that during an emotional outburst, a child is experiencing a massive surge of cortisol. This completely shuts down Broca's area, the specific region in the left hemisphere of the brain responsible for speech. When you look at a crying child and demand that they use their words, you are demanding a physical impossibility. Their brain language app has crashed. When you yell at them to stop crying, they feel completely abandoned in the darkest moment. They learn that their big emotions are dangerous and that you cannot handle their pain. We must implement the co-regulation protocol immediately. Step 1. Lower your anchor. Drop your body lower than theirs. Step 2. Name the monster. Give the massive emotion a simple name. Step 3. Be the safe harbor. Sit close, breathe deeply and slowly and say, I see you are feeling so sad right now. It feels really hard when you crack a brakes. I'm right here with you. Do not try to fix the cracker. Do not lecture them. Just be their calm anchor until the chemical storm passes through their nervous system. Once they quiet down, their language center will naturally boot back up. Tip 5. The couch jumpers and the law of reverse imagery. Imagine this. You walk into your freshly clean living room and freeze. Your toddler is standing on the very edge of your very expensive leather sofa, getting ready to launch themselves off like a missile. Panicking about their safety and your furniture, you yell, "Don't jump on the couch!" And what do? They look you dead in the eye, smile and jump anyway. It feels like an insult. It feels like a calculated, deliberate act of war against your authority. You feel an overwhelming rush of anger because it seems like your child has zero respect for your rules. But what if I told you that your own sentence actually forced their muscles to jump? This is driven by a powerful psychological principle called the law of negative command. The human brain cannot process a negative modifier without visualizing the action verb first. If I tell you, do not think about a pink elephant, what did you just see in your mind? A pink elephant. When you shout, "Don't jump on the couch," your toddler's developing brain instantly populates a vivid mental movie of jumping on the couch. Before their slow cognitive processing can append the word "don't," the electrical impulse has already traveled down their spinal cord to their legs. They aren't defying you, they are simply executing the vivid mental movie you just programmed in their head. We must completely banish negative commands from our home. Instead, we install clear, repetitive action mantras that describe the exact physical reality we want to see. So, instead of "don't run inside," we use "walking feet in the house." Instead of "stop touching that glass," we use "look with your eyes only, hands stay in the pocket." Instead of "don't yell at me," we use our quiet inside voices here. Instead of "stop jumping on the sofa," we use "feet stay on the floor, bottom sit on the couch." Did you know that standard modern methods of introducing a second language to your toddler can actually cause severe cognitive delays and permanently stall their speech development? It sounds completely impossible, but recent neurological case studies have exposed an alarming reality. Why do some toddlers become effortlessly bilingual while the vast majority of children completely reject a second language and experience immense learning frustration? The answer comes down to a single, highly controversial brain barrier that almost every modern parent is accidentally triggering without knowing it. To discover exactly what this dangerous barrier is and to make sure you aren't silently failing your child's future intelligence, click on this video, Why Most Parents Will Fail at Teaching a Second Language. And remember, you've got this and I've got your back.